Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So last night, we talked about a passage from this book, The Ascension, the Shift to the Fifth Dimension by the Arcturian Council, channeled by Daniel Scranton. Okay, I will link this book in the description below for you if you want to check it out. In the passage we talked about last night, I said that I would do a clearing tonight. Okay, so I'll let you know what that clearing is going to be about. And I have a whole thing to request. So I think it'll be really powerful for us. Okay, so the passage that we were talking about last night was awakening different evolved, dormant, basically, aspects of ourselves. So there's a whole bunch of dormant stuff inside of ourselves that we have learned from past lives. All right. And according to the Arcturian Council. Okay. So just go with it. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Then what they're saying is that each of the lifetimes, then you can reactivate those dormant aspects of yourself as much as you want to. It just continues to raise your consciousness, basically. Okay. So that's what we're going to do today is we are basically, it says, so here's a line that I had read last night. As you awaken these aspects of yourself, you are going to feel a lot more excitement. You are going to remember things about those lifetimes, and you are going to integrate the knowledge and abilities from those past life selves to help you along. So they said, we recommend that you call upon these other aspects of you to share what they can and welcome them into your hearts. As you get to know more of who you have been, you will get a better sense of who you are becoming. So that's what the clearing is going to be about today. Okay. So give me a moment. I've got a bunch of stuff to read to help us get into that frame of mind and to be clear about what it is that we want to clear. Now, as always, you can always cut, clear, and cancel any part of the clearing that I put as a request on your behalf. And you can always add something. All right, so if you don't like the way this is phrased or some part of it is phrased, just say cut, clear, and cancel. I will put the description, what I'm reading to you now will be in the description of the video. So you could go right to that right now and read along with me or print it out or however you want to do it. Okay? All right, so first the prayer to the lead team. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, and only those of the highest and purest light. And ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective, so it is all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Hey, lead team. Thank you so much for being here and partnering with us. So we have a request here. Do you want to call in the Arcturian Council to help with this particular clearing? Okay. And would you be doing the clearing as well with us? Okay, yes. Okay, very good. All right, well, let's call in the Arcturian Council. We have a request. Okay, Arcturian Council, thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to go ahead and read the introduction and then the clearing request, okay? All right, okay. So the purpose of this clearing is to help us become more available to the wisdom, abilities, strengths, and understanding developed by other aspects of our soul throughout its journey. In this message, the Arcturian Council, as channeled by Daniel Scranton, shared that many people are awakening aspects of themselves from other lifetimes that grew in leaps and bounds spiritually, but did not fully achieve what they were working towards before those lifetimes ended. The Council suggests that as these aspects awaken, we may begin remembering things about those lifetimes and integrating the knowledge, abilities, and wisdom developed there into our lives today. This clearing is for those of us who feel called to welcome these aspects of ourselves and become more available to the gifts, understanding, and soul development they may bring forward. So today we consciously choose integration. So integration between our lifetimes into this current lifetime. So now again, you may have a different belief about whether there's reincarnation at all. You may have a different belief about past, present, future, how it's all happening at the same time. So that's okay. Like, I think you can still get something out of this clearing regardless. What I would do personally, which is what I always do, is just trust your higher self to know what's best for you. And, like, I don't really have a belief in any of it because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We've asked a gazillion questions here on the channel to the lead team, and I'm never going to say, well, that's the truth on any of it. We don't know, unless you are literally channeling and that you're having that experience directly, then maybe you do know. But I still suspect that even if you're channeling, what's right for you and the message you're getting may not be the same message I would get if I was channeling. That's why channelers all have different messages. So this is why I think the more we just go with the flow and lean into things that feel good and are generated from love, you can't lose then, but so many people get like kind of caught up on the language or the idea of something. So I think it's just a good lesson for all of us. And it's a reminder to me, I'm just kind of reminding myself, is just go with the flow as much as possible. Let the universe bring to you what you want in the timing that the universe wants to bring it to you. Because the universe knows what's in your best interest. And we try to control all that stuff, don't we? Because it makes us feel more comfortable. And divine timing, letting things happen in divine time. We try to rush things along, don't we? In the collective and individually, rather than trusting the divine timing. So anyways, I felt like I just had to say that because I know, especially when we're talking about reincarnation and past, present, future, and all that kind of stuff, it gets a little muddled, okay? So I'm just here for the learning, whether some things resonate with me or not. It's okay. I let go of those things and just take what resonates with me, and I hope you would do the same. Okay, so lead team collective, and this is the request. This is the clearing part, the clearing request. So lead team collective and the Arcturian Council, on behalf of this community, we ask to work together in helping us welcome and integrate the evolved aspects of ourselves that are ready to support us now. May we release the belief that we are starting from the beginning. May we release the belief that we are limited to what we currently remember about ourselves. May we release fear, doubt, skepticism, discomfort, or resistance around remembering more of our soul's journey. May we release the belief that our wisdom, gifts, abilities, and understanding are limited only to what we have learned in this lifetime. May we release the belief that we must struggle to recreate what has already been learned and developed at the soul level. May anything keeping us disconnected from the wisdom, strengths, abilities, experiences, understanding, gifts, and spiritual growth accumulated throughout our soul's journey be brought into the light and gently released. As we partner with our spirit teams and soul family, may we welcome the evolved aspects of ourselves that are ready to emerge, remember more of who we truly are, become available to greater wisdom, strengthen our connection to inner knowing, recognize gifts that are ready to be expressed, integrate abilities developed through previous soul experiences, feel more aligned with our purpose, trust what is naturally awakening within us, become more receptive to inspiration and insight, recognize recurring gifts, interests, and talents, feel less limited by old stories about ourselves, allow greater levels of consciousness to emerge, welcome spiritual growth with curiosity and trust, bring forward what serves our highest good, become more whole and integrated, feel excitement about who we are becoming, trust the timing of our awakening, and bring our gifts into the service of the highest good. So Lead Team Collective and the Arcturian Council, we ask that anything standing in the way of these desired outcomes be gently cleared for the highest good. Together, may we consciously choose integration. Okay, so just sit back and relax, and I'll let you know when it's over, okay? One, two, three. Is there another layer? There is not. Oh, pretty good. I just did a clearing in the spirit circle and it was 12 layers because we got the card. So I've done 2 clearings today, which I don't usually do, but we got the card this week, the 12 chakras from the Golden Future Oracle deck. And so they cleared to help us move forward with our 12 chakras for the Golden Future, because there'll be 12 in the Golden Future, according to Diana Cooper. So that was kind of cool. And actually, Archangel Metatron supported that one. So we had 2 different, we had the Arcturian Council, and thank you, Arcturian Council and Lee team for doing that clearing for us. So I do have a few practical steps that Mabel has provided for us based on this clearing. I thought I would read them for anybody who would find these helpful. So she suggested spend a few minutes each day asking what aspects of myself is ready to emerge. Keep a notebook beside your bed and record dreams, insights, symbols, and intuitive impressions. Notice subjects, places, cultures, time periods, or skills that have always fascinated you. Yeah, like Italy. Oh, I just love Italy so much. There's no doubt that I've had other past lives in Italy. So other things that have fascinated you. And I would love to know what those are if you have things. Like, what has always fascinated you? And you're like, where does this interest come from? You know? Pay attention to abilities that seem unusually natural or familiar. Spend time in meditation, inviting greater self-understanding. You can repeat, I am open to remembering more of who I truly am. Trust small insights instead of waiting for dramatic experiences. Ask to be shown gifts that are ready to be used for the highest good. Oh, I love that. Notice moments when inspiration arrives unexpectedly. Follow interests that seem to call to you for no obvious reason. Express gratitude for the wisdom already present within you. So thank you guys for all the wisdom already present within us. Ask yourself, what strengths do I already possess that I may be overlooking? Or just, levels of consciousness that you may be overlooking. Interesting. Then there is a written request to your spirit team that I will include in the description below if you want to write that request in a journal or something, or think on it, that you can specifically ask your own spirit team to work with you on these things. Okay, so that'll be provided in the description. I just had this thought, actually. Every once in a while when I do a video, I will have our subscriber numbers will go down. And it's usually when I talk about Trump. Usually, because I think the more, it just happens to be when I talk about Trump, if I ever get a video where I'm talking about Trump, then our subscriber numbers will go down like by 20, You just see this drop. Well, the video last night when we were at the Arcturian Council, and I even said to my sister, I was like, why did we, and then, all the other, we also get people who subscribe, but because it doesn't balance, it looks like more people dropped off than subscribed in particular videos. That's just how it works. It works for every creator that way, I'm sure. But I was like, what was it in the video last night? The one that I did before this clearing, the one last night that I'll post right here at the end of this video. I was like, what was it? I don't think I mentioned Trump. Because I swear, people who they just, if it's so fascinating to me. Now I get it. Some people are just like, no, I don't need this anymore. And I get that. I feel the same way about many creators that I listened to for a while, and that's fine. But you can tell when a video kind of rubs certain people a wrong way, because you just get this drop off, quick drop off. Okay. And I was like, what is that? But now going through this, I think if I had to, and I'm not sure I'm going to be right on this, but I think it probably has to do with this particular message having to do with reincarnation. Because am I correct? Are there certain religions that don't believe in reincarnation? Is that Catholicism? I don't know. So because this one definitely is talking about learning from other lifetimes that you've had. Now, here's the thing, okay, so that was my one thought, and I thought, well, maybe that was it. Because I don't think I talked about anything political in that video, and that's usually the only time we get drop-offs, when I talk about political stuff. Now, for those of you who are newer to our community, this community started as a political ask the guides, basically. It all had started the week before the 2024 election. That's when I came on and I was doing like predictions with them, and they were, whatever, it's a long story. But for like a year, we were just doing like political stuff, maybe less than a year. No, about a year. So, and then I started evolving. I got levels of higher consciousness, and I was like, what? And we were learning together, and I'm like, no, I was learning about them, them, whoever the them is, creating division among us. And part of the division is created with religion. So for those of you, if people dropped off, which they're gone, so they're not going to listen, but for those, it's just fascinating to me. It's just fascinating to me because it's like you hear one thing, and again, you can just tell when there was something in a video that rubbed a group of people the wrong way, because it just changes like that. And again, yeah, there are pockets of people who just leave because it's just not good information for them anymore. It's not part of their journey. But so then I thought, okay, if that's the case, that was a religious conditioning that people got. And I'm not saying, I never say it. I mean, we don't even know if this is accurate. You just have to go with what feels right. And we're just exploring, The other part that I think is interesting is, let's just say there is no reincarnation for this particular soul aspect. So we have our higher selves. This is what resonates with me. I don't know this 100%, that we each have a higher self, and our higher self we kind of splinter off, just like there's a source, there's a main source, and all the souls are splintered off from the main source. Okay. And we make up the main source, all of us together, just like I and other splinters, fragments of my higher self that's out having experiences, also make up the higher self. Now, let's just say that my one idea would be that my consciousness, my spirit fragment from my higher self, doesn't have another lifetime. Let's just say, like, that's just it. There's just one and done. And then we reintegrate what we learned with our higher self. So we are really our higher selves, but just a part of it. Okay, we're part of having that experience. But maybe that higher self fragments are out having 20 at the same time. So the question is, even if you don't believe in reincarnation, could you be learning from those other fragments of experiences that your higher self is having simultaneously? Right? It's kind of interesting to think about. I did hear somebody say, and I thought this was fascinating, and then I'm going to wrap up because I am trying to keep these a little shorter this week, but so let's just say your higher self has fragmented soul spirit fragments that are having experiences. When one of those fragments are having a particularly difficult time, your higher self will send more love and energy to that one, which would bring down less from the others. So if you wake up one day and you're like, why am I feeling off today? Well, that may be, and I just think it's an interesting concept, It may be nothing that you've done. It may be nothing to do with the environment or the food you ate or the way you were thinking. It may be that your higher self needed our energy to go to this other fragment that's having a particularly difficult time to provide support. So it's kind of a cool way to think about that. Like, okay, I'm going to send love and light to all the other, my higher self fragments. It's just, fragments is a form of is a word that it's not a really, it's not a great word. I mean, fragment, it seems it's not very an emotional, it seems very like unattached. That kind of word, a fragment is not. So if you have a better word that we could use, I just think it's kind of an interesting concept. So, well, let me know what you think. And particularly let me know what you thought of the clearing. How did you feel during it? If you haven't participated in some of our other clearings, I will pop up right here on this side. I'm like, where are my fingers? I have a couple other clearing playlists that you may want to pop into. I just wouldn't do more than one clearing a day, but you will find them. Most people, look at the comments, you guys. Most people find the clearings to be remarkably helpful, and so do I. So even if that's just coming from yourself, I really do believe that you are doing the clearing. It's just, you're doing the work. It's like you and I sitting together just gives us that opportunity to purposefully build it into our day, So anyways, all right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.